Did you see Beyonce belted out an a cappella version of the national anthem yesterday before coming clean, of course, about her performance at the presidential inauguration? Our own Carlos Diaz is in New Orleans. We know she can sing, but she sure proved that she can.
That was the coolest thing. I covered Hollywood for about a decade before I came over to HLN. And out of all the years I covered Hollywood, that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Because basically, we as the media horde were ready to take on Beyonce. Oh, we got our dukes up. We're waiting for her. Bring her on out because we're going to ask her questions about, did she lip sync at the presidential inauguration? Come on out, Beyonce. And then she walks out and says, will you please stand? And we're like, uh-oh. And then she belts out the national anthem. And we're like, boo. Here's Beyonce proving that the girl can sing.
And the home of the brave, the brave. Any questions?
Let me just say what everyone's thinking. That was the first in your face of this Super Bowl, you walking out here and nailing that national anthem.
Thank you so much.
Did all of that flack, unnecessary or not, affect what you're doing at halftime?
I always sing live. If there's the inauguration was unfortunately a time where I could not rehearse with the orchestra, actually because I was practicing for the Super Bowl, so it was always the plan.
And after her singing was done on this stage, Beyonce wanted to make sure she explained to everyone why she used a backing track at the presidential inauguration.
I am a perfectionist. Due to the weather, due to the delay, due to no proper sound check, I did not feel comfortable taking a risk.
But will Beyonce be lip syncing at halftime when the world is watching this Sunday?
I am well rehearsed, and I will absolutely be singing live. This is what I was born to do.
All right, so Beyonce would not confirm or deny that there'll be a Destiny's Child reunion, although everyone kind of knows it, on stage at halftime. But she did not talk about whether Jay-Z will be performing with her at halftime, her husband as well. So there's still some surprises coming up at halftime. But Beyonce, once again, Natasha, proved that whatever happens at halftime, it'll be live.
Yes, for sure. Carlos Diaz in New Orleans, thank you. When the 49ers and the Ravens hit the field tomorrow, they're going to be using... It's Super Bowl weekend, and HLN's own Carlos Diaz is in New Orleans. He joins us now. Carlos, I know, good music,
I love the music.
Right?
I love the music.
Digging it.
Yeah.
All right, Carlos, ticket prices. Let's talk ticket prices. Those things can be really pricey, like the price of a house or a car. For the average football fan,
yeah, exactly.
That's a ton.
When you say what's up with ticket prices, I say ticket prices are up. Everyone's talking about, they're dropping on StubHub and this and that, but throughout the week, we noticed that ticket prices are very expensive from the upper deck all the way to the best suite on the 50-yard line. If you're experiencing the Super Bowl from the end zone, well, then you're a player, truly. But if you want to watch the game in person, you're going to have to pay a pretty penny, even if you want to sit way up there. Carlos, up to you. Up here in the Superdome 600 level, I believe I can see Baltimore from way up here. You may ask yourself what one of these seats costs for the Super Bowl, $50, $100. Asking price, $2,000. This feels a lot better than being way up there. We're on the 50-yard line. You can see the plays, you can smell the players, you can feel the action. And this seat right here, the asking price, reportedly, it's only $40,000. In my opinion, this is the best seat in the entire house. A luxury suite on the 50-yard line for you and 32 of your closest friends, and it's only going to set you back $420,000. So you can have this suite for a few hours, or you can buy this house in the French Quarter for $420,000 and enjoy it forever. I think the lesson we're learning here is attending the Super Bowl can be super expensive. Natasha, what would you choose, the suite or the house?
The suite sounds pretty sweet to me, but what? But the 50-yard line seats, what are those like? $40,000 to smell a player? That's not too bad. Is it?
Okay, I would say you could be at the 50-yard line all day long if you spend $1,000 on a new flat screen TV.
I think
that's the what I would go with.
All the prices are ridiculous. That's what I think. Why not just stay at home, eat some really good food? At least you can guarantee you'll have a good experience and not a huge bill.
Exactly. You know what though? If you spend the money and you're here, you're going to see Beyonce at halftime. And coming up, you don't want to miss Beyonce basically putting it in all of our faces, singing the national anthem and doing a great job. And I spoke with her about how she did at the inauguration that's coming up.
You talked to Beyonce. Carlos Diaz, we're staying tuned for that. Thanks so much in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Can you feel the excitement? It is Super Bowl Sunday, Christmas for football fans. The pregame shows are about to start, but we can take you to New Orleans first. That's right, this morning with Carlos Diaz. Carlos, good morning to you. You've been down there, what, all week? How'd you get this assignment? That's a pretty good one.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's game day. What's left for the teams to do? Anything except play the game?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what more can you prepare for? And that's what happened yesterday. Both teams went through final preparations yesterday. It was a family affair yesterday because, first off, the Ravens hit the Superdome behind us with 600 of their closest family and friends. No joke, 600 people came in that were family and friends and watched the Baltimore Ravens go through their final run-throughs. Head coach John Harbaugh said he wanted it to be relaxed. He wanted it to be a family affair, so he allowed a lot of the players to have some of their family and friends on the field. So you had a lot of youngsters on the field having a good time. He wanted it to be relaxed. And then afterward, you had the 49ers come in with 11 busloads of family and friends. Same kind of deal where they wanted to be relaxed. I mean, basically, if you don't know the game plan by now, you're not going to know it, you know? So it's about being relaxed with your family and with your friends. And I can tell you this right now. I was walking through the French Quarter yesterday, ran into Jack and Jackie Harbaugh in the French Quarter yesterday.
Oh my.
So they needed to get out yesterday and they're the parents of John and Jim Harbaugh. So they needed to get out and have a little fresh air. And then for research purposes only, I did go to the French Quarter late night last night to see what it was like.
Right,
I've been here for
research.
several Mardi Gras. Research, and I can tell you right now, it was insane. I mean, really, the crowds are here in full effect. And if you have any question about New Orleans being back after Katrina, New Orleans is definitely back, as witnessed by last night's activities.
So did the Harbaugh parents even begin to make a pick with you, or they wouldn't even go there?
Yeah, exactly. They said, Carlos, we love John more. No. They're staying very neutral. I can tell you this though. There's one Harbaugh that's already very happy. Joni Harbaugh, the daughter of Jackie and Jack Harbaugh. She is the wife of Tom Crean, who coaches the Indiana Hoosiers, and they beat Michigan last night. And so it looks like the Hoosiers are now the #1 team in the country because Kansas lost as well last night. So so not only do you have John versus Jim today, Jack and Jackie Harbaugh have to watch their daughter watch her husband.
Wow.
And the Hoosiers become the #1 team in the country. So there's a lot of things going on with the Harbaugh family.
Well, you know, they need a few distractions from today, so I think that's a good thing, actually. Carlos, listen, enjoy New Orleans, and you better get back to that research.
Yes, I'm a very thorough researcher. Thorough.
I know you are. Enjoy, but don't enjoy too much. Have fun.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Part of Super Bowl